We've got another title fight for you. This is for the Conflict Featherweight Championship. It is also vacant. It's Homer Mangram at 5-1 out of Rush MMA American Top Team. Yes, Chase Boutwell's teammate. He is 5-1, and he takes on James Dunn, 3-1 out of Renaissance Academy in Lynchburg, Virginia. The Conflict Featherweight Championship at 145 is on the line. It's presented by National Guard. For our fighter introductions, we go back to the cage. Here's Jennifer Oxendine.
Our next bout of the evening is for the Conflict Featherweight title, brought to you by National Guard. First, please welcome to the cage, Homer Mangram.
Homer Mangram, first out, 5-1 out of Rush MMA American Top Team. Boy, this is a really accomplished fighter. Casey, tell us about Homer Mangram.
Well, this guy, I've heard that at 135 he was a monster. At 145, I think he's one of the biggest featherweights I've ever seen. This guy is full of power, and of course, we watched him back at Valor Fights 41 defeat Doug Achilles William, a guy that appeared to be invincible in the amateur ranks of the Valor Fights organization. He was able to get that win, and now he returns here at Worlds Collide. And he's got a tall test ahead of him. But in the end, if he takes it, he's got that big Conflict MMA belt around his waist.
And used to fight at 135. This is for the featherweight bout at 145 for Conflict MMA. But at 135, I mean, he was an absolute monster. I mean, the tough, tallest, just huge, built, put together. You just didn't see guys like him at 135. You don't see guys like him at 145, much as at 135.
No, not at all. And this guy, he has, on top of being a tremendous physical specimen, he trains there at Rush MMA and American Top Team, the same camp as Chase Boutwell, who we just saw take the Valor title. Bubby Mitchell, head coach there, such a brain for mixed martial arts. And so he brings the total package into the cage, but he's got a tall test ahead of him.
Homer Mangram versus James Dunn. Quick word on Dunn before he's introduced.
Well, you know, this is a guy who has never been finished in mixed martial arts competition and has been a multi-event veteran on Conflict MMA, and he always comes to fight Vince.
Mangram is in the cage. We go back to Jennifer.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, please welcome James Dunn.
So here's James Dunn, 3-1 out of the Renaissance Academy camp in Lynchburg, Virginia. We've already seen one of his teammates get a victory tonight, Sean Paragoy, who picked up a bantamweight win earlier in the night. James Dunn at 3-1. What else stands out about this fight?
Well, this guy is very, very charismatic, and that's what he's sort of known for. You know, in mixed martial arts, it's all about getting it done inside the cage. Now, this guy is not afraid to stand and bang. He's not afraid to take it to the ground, but being marketable is a big deal here. Do fans want to watch you? Yes. Fans want to watch James Dunn.
Let's take a look at the tail of the tape when Worlds Collide in Rome, Georgia. Homer Mangram out of Macon, Georgia. James Dunn out of Lynchburg, Virginia. Both guys at 27 years of age. You see the weight difference for this 145-pound bout. 150 for Homer Mangram. Is that impact the title?
That's the note. This is for the title. This is for the featherweight title, but Mangram will not be considered for this. So if Mangram wins, he will not become the Conflict featherweight champion. However, James Dunn, if he is the winner, he will be.
Wow. So what do you think of that? I mean, that is unbelievable to miss out on an opportunity for Mangram.
You know, it is a tough loss there. I was there when Mangram was working to make the weight. He did everything he possibly could. He depleted his body, and in the end, he had to go with what he had. James Dunn and his camp, Renaissance, they were willing to accept those terms, so props to them.
All right. Dunn's in the cage. We go back to Jennifer.
This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 150 pounds, holds a record of 5 wins with 1 loss, and represents Rush MMA American Top Team in Macon, Georgia, Homer Mangram. And his opponent across the cage to my left, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 143 pounds, holds a record of 3 wins with 1 loss, and represents Renaissance Academy in Lynchburg, Virginia, James Dunn. Your referee when the action begins is James Kemp.
Jeff Kemp, our referee in this featherweight bout at 145 pounds, presented by National Guard. The vacant conflict championship in the featherweight division is on the line. Only James Dunn can win it. Homer Mangram in the white trunks, James Dunn in the black trunks. 3-minute rounds. They touch gloves. We're underway in Rome, Georgia. Vince Ferrari, Casey Oxendine, cage side. We'll see if that weight cut has any impact on Mangram, especially if they go deep into the waters here in this fight.
Well, I will say this firsthand. I know what a tough weight cut can do to your body. It is possibly the toughest aspect of mixed martial arts competition. You see the tremendous reach and size advantage of Homer Mangram. James Dunn able to get inside here and close the distance.
Mangram, just like we heard, huge at 145. Just at 135, just not fair.
Right, now let's go back to when he fought Doug Achilles Williams back at Valor Fights 41. A guy who is known for his collegiate wrestling background. He was unable to take Hunter Mangram down, and that is a big deal. That's saying a whole lot. And James Dunn, now he has closed the distance. Will he be able to succeed where Achilles Williams was unable to?
Now Mangram reverses after preventing the takedown, that hip toss attempt by Dunn. And they separate midway through round number 1, this title fight, Conflict MMA. Length, size, all in Mangram's advantage.
Nice head kick there, blocked by Dunn.
Dunn, though, not afraid. He'll mix it up, slick fighter. Jab now stuck in by Mangram. Look at that size difference.
Nice leg kick there by James Dunn. And you see the positioning there by Homer Mangram. Dunn has closed the distance, but it's Mangram putting the pressure on against the cage. Looking for the guillotine. James Dunn able to escape it, but had to submit to his back in order to do such. But that being said, Dunn back up to the feet.
And that's the end of round number 1. Interesting. How would you score that first round, Casey?
I'm going to take my mulligan. I think that one was a really close. Maybe James Dunn kept the pressure on. He was able to land and close the distance and kind of do what he wanted to do, but Mangram on the outside was able to pick, and he was also able to deflect, not only deflect the shots, but reverse and control James Dunn, attacking that guillotine to the point to where Dunn had to actually pull to his back to avoid being submitted.
And here's a replay here, Casey. Take us through this.
We see here the striking on the outside of Homer Mangram. On the outside, it is all Mangram. From James Dunn's aspect, it's picking your time and closing the distance. You see that right hand there, another right hand. That was a beautiful spot.
Just not a ton of that. I mean, there was moments for Dunn, but
he really, really has to pick his spot. And that's going to be the riddle to solve here in this matchup.
Both of these guys, grinders, can throw, submit you. Very well-rounded games for both of them. The size is the big difference between the two, both with good records as well. As we're underway in round number 2.
Oh, nice head kick. That's a lot of power there on that head kick of Homer Mangram. Deflected by James Dunn.
Dunn with mic skills, very charismatic, as Casey mentioned earlier. He would love to flash his mic skills while holding a belt after this one.
Great, nice flurry there, closes the distance, does James Dunn. And again, countered by Homer Mangram. What a toll that this kind of work takes on a fighter's cardio. Mangram scrambling, ends up on the back of James Dunn here.
What a rollover by Mangram.
Dunn still scrambling, but now in the full rear mount at this point. Tough, tough spot.
Mangram does have a RNC win back in 2015. Actually has 2 of them. 3 decisions and 2
Here we
RNCs.
go, a reversal by James Dunn.
Shot to the body by Dunn.
Oh, here we go. Homer Mangram looking for that triangle choke. Big shots there by Dunn. Homer Mangram with the up kicks. Dunn's really got to watch out for those.
4-inch advantage for Mangram. Those long legs. Good shots by Dunn.
And Homer Mangram with a reversal of his own now. Inside the guard of James Dunn for the first time in this matchup.
Crowd acknowledging the work of these 2 fighters. Getting after it. Final minute of round 2.
In my estimation, James Dunn needs to get off of his back here. I have Homer Mangram slightly ahead in this matchup. And James Dunn needs to get some work done here if he's going to take this round, have any hope of taking this round.
Dunn's last fight was in October. It was the 1 loss of his amateur MMA career to Kenneth Porter.
Closing moments of round 2. James Dunn looking for the submission, unable to get anything going.
Mangram helps Dunn up. You don't always see that. So you'd have Mangram up 2 rounds to none?
I have, yeah. I mean, I have home. You know, I took my mulligan there in the first, but yeah. I mean, it's very, very feasible to see Homer Mangram up 2 rounds. I definitely thought he scored that second round. And you know, the weight cut, you think, but man, is he going to slow down? He seems to actually be picking up steam here. Had some great moments here, had the back. Now right here, you see a good spot for James Dunn. He's on top, landing some big shots. Mangram goes through the legs and ends up reversing James Dunn at that point. Finish the round on top.
You see Bubby Mitchell there. American top team, that terrific camp, Rush MMA for Homer Mangram. A lot to be able to lean on for Homer Mangram, who cannot win the Conflict Featherweight Championship. He did not meet the weight requirements in this title fight. And if James Dunn wins, he will win the belt. If Homer Mangram wins, the title stays vacant. And we're underway. Touch of gloves, round 3. 3 3-minute rounds. Live on Flow Combat.
Kick caught. See James Dunn looking for that triangle, but Homer doing very good to stuff that right leg. As I say it, you've got Dunn looking for the Kimura on the left arm of Homer Mangram.
And a yank on that arm. Mangram calm and frees up.
James Dunn being very active from the bottom here. There's a huge argument as to whether a fighter can actually win from the bottom if he is active. I mean, really, essentially, a fighter has to work twice as hard on the bottom to score enough to possibly even things up.
Mangram scooting Dunn back towards the cage.
In my estimation, Dunn unable to land a submission. He needs to work back up to the feet. It appears to be what he is looking for at this point. Less than 2 minutes to get it done.
Dunn's victories over Jonathan Vernon, Brandon Carver, and Damian Gaskin in his career. Those were his first 3 amateur bouts.
Here we go, Dunn working back to the feet. He has the leg of Homer Mangram. Will he be able to suppress the posture of this monstrous flyweight?
Yes, this is a 145-pound bout. Final minute in this 3rd and final round for the Conflict Featherweight title.
Oh, you see the stops making it dirty here.
You mentioned it, Casey. Will Dunn be able to take down Mangram? And he largely has not been able to.
No, and Mangram did get that takedown right out of the gate. He didn't deliver a lot of damage. It could be argued that Dunn was maybe the aggressor on the bottom for a period of time, and he was able to reverse.
Flying knee from the clinch.
Oh, big right hand there by Dunn, and now Mangram with another takedown, the 2nd of this round, and he may have just sealed the deal there.
Yep. Those late takedowns influence the judges and will end on top. Homer Mangram will help his opponent James Dunn up. What a fight.
It might have a 29-28 Homer Mangram.
Yeah, I think you could very well see that, and Homer Mangram knows he can get a victory, but cannot win the Conflict Championship. Only if James Dunn wins can that belt be handed over tonight. And that's because Homer Mangram did not make weight. 5 pounds over at 150.4 for this 145-pound bout. James Dunn came in at 143.8. But Homer Mangram, nonetheless, this is still going to count, and it's still an impressive victory if it happens on the judges' scorecards. Just too big. I mean, this guy at that size basically has fought at 135 pounds. I mean, unbelievable. He is massive for 145, and it's very difficult for James Dunn to deal with that size and take down Homer Mangram. Dunn with a terrific effort and fought hard and had some offense at times as well as he jumps on the cage and asks his fans to acknowledge him and get up. Dunn very charismatic, but it could very well go Homer Mangram's way. We'll find out here momentarily as these two guys with only 1 loss in their careers battled it out in this advanced amateur MMA bout in Conflict MMA. Dunn, though, doing a great job of selling it. Thanks. Could very well have won on the judges' scorecards. We'll wait to get the 2 fighters opposite of our referee, Jeff Kemp. All right, looks like we are ready to go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. Here's Jennifer Oxendine.
After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. All 3 judges scored this bout 27-30 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the blue corner, Homer Mangram.